Welcome to Good House 1968. I'm Brother White. What I do is read and interpret from the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible. It's the original version, which the King James Version or the Holy Bible was interpreted from the scrolls. I have some commercial announcements. If you would like, but first of all, if you would like a Bible, give me a call at 312-925-9887. And I'll get you a Bible. The Bible we study from, the complete Jewish Bible. It's the Tanakh translated English version. Now I have some commercial announcements. If you need auto body supplies and parts or vehicle parts, go to partsautomotive.biz. That's PARTS automotive.biz. Looking for trampoline parts and supply? Call Trampoline Parts and Supply, 877-934-2706. Looking for auto or home insurance? Call Mondrish American Health Insurance Services, 855-993-0667. Looking for different products to market at your online store or business? Call Sales Nexus, 855-781-1788. Need small business solution software for your business? Call SOG Software, 855-980-3003. Looking for communication services for your home or business or an 800 number? Call Drive Communications, 855-450-5337. Been injured in an automobile accident or work injury accident? Call Stephacher Law Firm at 888-439-3370. Looking to attend a college or university or online school? Call the National Education Center at 866-947-9784. Can't get a conventional loan, mortgage, business loan, or payday loan because of low credit scores? Need higher credit scores? Well, Credit Repair can help you get higher credit scores. Call them at 888-855-3560. Looking to do some travel this winter, overseas, abroad, or in the U.S., somewhere in the U.S., just to avoid this winter weather? Call Skylux Travel at 855-394-1552. Need an 800 number or communication services for your home or business? Call Ring Central, 877-590-6374. Looking to attend LaPete Academy Learning Care Group School? Give them a call at 877-915-6850. That's it for my commercial announcements, and now I'll go into the program. We're in the book of Exodus. And it goes to say at Exodus chapter 3. Now Moshe was tending the Okay, it's my chapter 2. We're at Exodus chapter 2. A man from the family of Levi took a woman also descended from Levi as his wife. When she conceived and had a son, upon seeing what a fine child he was, she hid him for 3 months. When she could no longer hide him, she took a papyrus basket, coated it with clay and tar, put the child in it, and placed it among the reeds on the river bank. His sister stood at a distance to see what would happen. The daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe in the river, while her maids and attendant walked along the riverside. Spotting the basket among the reeds, she sent her slave girl to get it. She opened it and looked inside. There in front of her was a crying baby boy. Moved with pity, she said, "This must be one of the Hebrew children." At this point, her sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, "Would you like me to go and find you one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" Pharaoh's daughter answered, "Yes, go." So the girl went and called the baby's own mother. Pharaoh's daughter told her, "Take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will pay you for doing it." So the woman took the child and nursed it. Then when the child had grown some, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and she began to raise him as her own son. She called him Moshe, pulled out, explaining, "Because I pulled him out of the water." One day when Moshe was a grown man, he went out to visit his kinsmen, and he watched them struggling at forced labor. He saw an Egyptian strike a Hebrew, one of his kinsmen. He looked this way and that. When he saw that no one was around, he killed the Egyptian and hid his body in the sand. The next day he went out and saw two Hebrew men fighting with each other. To the one in the wrong, he said, "Why are you hitting your companion?" He retorted, "Who appointed you ruler and judge over us? Do you intend to kill me the way you killed the Egyptian?" Moshe became frightened. Clearly he thought the matter has become known. When Pharaoh heard of it, he tried to have Moshe put to death. But Moshe fled from Pharaoh to live in the land of Midian. One day as he was sitting by a well, the 7 daughters of the priest of Midian came to draw water. They had filled the troughs to water their father's sheep. When the shepherds came and tried to drive them away, but Moshe got up and defended them, then he watered their sheep. So this shows that God was with Moshe and what he did. Giving an example of he was a defender of the right against the wrong. And this was something put in his heart by Adonai or good. When they came to Ruel, their father, he said, "How come you're back so soon today?" They answered, "An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds. More than that, he drew water for us and watered the sheep." He asked his daughters, "Where is he? Why did you leave the man there? Invite him to have something to eat." Moshe was glad to stay on with the man, and he gave Moshe's daughter to Zipporah in marriage. She gave birth to a son. He named him Gershon. Foreigner, therefore, he said, "I have been a foreigner in a foreign land." Sometime during those many years, the king of Egypt died, but the people of Israel still groaned under the yoke of slavery, and they cried out. Their cry for rescue from slavery came up to God. God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob. God saw the people of Israel, and God acknowledged them. So here comes the rescue of good to the rescue of the people, because he told them in Jacob and Joseph that they would be in chains and bondage for 400 years. And this is a prophecy that was fulfilled in order for God's name to be known, Adonai, to be known throughout the world, which many have tried to cover up, but the name still comes up and comes forward. I'm Brother White, and that's my ministries for today, and I'm going to say a prayer for you, and I'll be leaving you. Good, I petition you that you draw understanding in the brothers' minds and hearts. I pray that you strengthen them up and give them wisdom and insight and give them a physical, healthy body to go out in the ministry, the harvest work, and be able to harvest many good crops and bear good fruit in your name. I pray this in the name of Yeshua. Amen.